Well, the holiday season is fast approaching, and with that comes delicious holiday baking. But if you're looking to reduce your sugar intake, those sweet treats can really throw a wrench in your plans. So this morning, we have registered dietitian Madeline Moorish from A Little Nutrition to show us how we can have our cake and eat it too. Thanks so much for coming in, Madeline.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So we've talked a lot about nutrition and sugar intake. Why is it so important for us to reduce that sugar intake?
Well, with a lot of sugar, we're getting a lot of extra calories, and specifically, especially in our baked goods, we're not exactly getting a lot of extra nutrients attached to that sugar. So it's good to reduce, just so we're also keeping in mind our waistline, and yeah, because that can lead to other health consequences too.
Amazing. So sweets is a big culprit when it does come to those calories. So what are some things that we can do to make sure that we reduce that sugar intake?
Well, we can actually adjust our recipes this holiday season. So for starters, did you actually know that you can reduce the amount of sugar called for in a recipe by about 1/4 to 1/3 without having any negative consequences in terms of the texture and the taste? So for a good starting point, I'd say if a recipe calls for about 1 cup of sugar, just scoop out about 5 teaspoons at a time, just to start, see how you like it, and then you can gradually reduce the next time you bake it as well.
That's because that's a big difference. 1/3 to 1/4, that's a big difference. Okay.
It does, yeah.
What else can we do to make our holidays baked goods taste a little bit better?
Well, you can actually add some extra ingredients to add a little sweetness, but not the extra calories. So here we have some sweet kind of spices. So we have cinnamon, there's some ginger, we have some nutmeg. You could also use some vanilla extract or almond extract or any kind of extract, really, coconut extract, make it fun. And also, if we're looking at recipes that call for canned fruit, always opt for ones that are actually packed in water, or next best thing is their juice, versus having them in a heavy syrup, because that's just extra sugar as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, another culprit is people think a lot that raw honey or maple syrup is a good alternative to sugar, but that's a little bit of a myth.
Yeah, so really in terms of including those into your baking, let's say you want to do the recipe swap so you can have some benefit, really the difference is very minimal, and I would just do it because you enjoy the flavor. Because really when we look at it, if you have 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, or sorry, honey, that's about 64 calories. And then in a tablespoon of sugar, it's about 48 calories. So the difference is pretty minimal in terms of the calories, so just do it because you enjoy it.
Oh, amazing. Now, what are some other tips if we ultimately can't reduce the sugar in our baked goods?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know what, for some recipes, it's just not worth making them over. I would say just enjoy, a small amount, and just be mindful of the portion of your favorite treat. I have to say that when it comes to my favorite chocolate chip cookie, I'm not going to, avoid that and go for my 5 of my, recipe makeover kind of bland cookies. So definitely enjoy the treats that you have this holiday season, but just be mindful of the amount.
I think that's definitely key. It's really difficult though when you have those really tempting sweets in front of you to really reduce your intake, but I think everything in moderation, in proportion, I think that's the key takeaway.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Madeline, for coming in with these great tips. Where can we go for more information?
You can actually check out our blog on alittlenutrition.com.
That's excellent. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.